I'm Jennifer Dixon-Clegg and I'm the director of the Fortune Centre of Riding Therapy. Our work centres around horses, and there are some people that when they're with horses they communicate, cooperate, concentrate in a way they don't at any other time.
Well, my name's Jordan Finley. I'm a student at the Fortune Centre. Working with horses actually enables us to learn a bit more about our life skills, and if we were to groom the horses, we're basically making sure the coat is nice and clean, which then helps some of us to think, oh, if I got a shower later, that kind of goes through our heads a bit more easier than some people saying that we got a shower. We could have someone here who finds it really hard to learn, and they get put with a difficult horse, so it makes them think, oh, my behaviour's like this, so I've got to really improve on my behaviour.
So the young people that we're working with at the Fortune Centre of Riding Therapy are people that wouldn't be in further education at all if it wasn't for having found the thing that really motivates them and that gives them the impetus and the base from which to learn.
Hi, my name's Georgina Mayton. I go to the Fortune Centre Riding Therapy. I don't do classrooms, I tense up or I bottle up. In the outdoors or in a mobile classroom, I'm a different person. It's helped me in my reading, writing, my confidence, my motivation.
We all know about ways in which ICT can help people in all kinds of ways, and particularly people with learning difficulties and disabilities to develop communication and knowledge and so on. We're using a lot of filming to help students to identify their own progress, to self-reflect about their progress. And we also, of course, use the same sort of system for staff training. In areas we use whiteboards, flip charts, or we use cameras, or we use recorders. We use all kinds of things, but they're all in our classrooms, which of course here are the tack room, the feed room. We don't bring the students into an IT room because they've been there, done that, hasn't enthused them at all. But take the IT into the stable or the IT into the indoor school, the outdoor school, the tack room, then they're able to benefit from it.
In this, we're having an interactive whiteboard. It's used as a learning tool. If we've got to learn a particular subject, we can go in there as a mobile classroom, if you like. It's disguised as a normal room, but it's really a classroom. Here, if I'm saying I want to learn parts of the bridle, I can look up parts of the bridle, move it all around on the board, and then go and find the bridle and do it. You'd use it so you can recognise and read it, where the reins are, where the headpiece is, and then you can cover it up and come back to it, go and look at a bridle, learn where they are to match it, bit, reins, throat lash, so you can recognise which one, where the bits are. This is an interactive voice software what I found entirely useful for me, because with my MBQ work I used to have to read an awful amount of a lot of paperwork, and it would take me ages to do it. It's easier for me to listen to something and to do it that way. This program here, what I found is got a number of settings to allow me to do what I need to do. If there's a certain amount of text in there, it reads the whole conversation back. So it's helpful if you're not really good at one reading, you can just press the button and it'll read it for you and go. And then the whole room can have a conversation about it.
A bridle is a piece of equipment used to direct a horse. As defined in the Oxford English Dictionary, the bridle includes both the headstool that holds a bit that goes in the mouth of a horse, and the reins that are attached to the bit.
Before I came here, I used to hate reading to it. I used to avoid it. Computers I used to be able to do, but with an interactive voice on aid to help, here it's wonderful how they manage to have the resources to help everyone. I think the technology is good to use around horses because it's handy to see it in one form and then do it on the practical form.
So the young people at the Fortune Centre of Riding Therapy are able to access IT and to use and benefit from what it has to offer because the medium of the horse puts them in a situation where they're willing to learn and to be in further education at all.
A lot of people would think that horses and technology are a really odd combination, but it isn't really an odd combination. There's a lot of things that you could benefit from both sides. Technology, you could benefit from more learning from outside the world around you. Horses, you can actually benefit from, like, say if you get really moody all of a sudden or something, you can actually learn from a horse's experience. So if you get put with a difficult horse, and that you actually learn a bit about yourself and how to take care about yourself in the community. Well, the tough book we use for if we're outside, because it's been specially designed for heavy work on the yards. I use it because it's got like the touch screen, the same as our whiteboards. And I do most of my work on some of these laptops because I find it easier rather than just using the mouse most of the time. And you got like a little kind of pen here because it's touchscreen, so I could drag one object from one side of the screen to the other. And it's perfect for those of us that find it really hard to use the keyboards. This is one of my pieces of work. This is to do with movements, dressage movements, which I'll look at, do research up on the internet, and then I can actually have a printout of it so I can actually research more into it. I mean, I could keep hold of this all day, but some of our students don't find it as easy, and if they were to drop one of these are really hard, and they're just really hard pieces of equipment to break. Put one of these under a tractor maybe and it would still be in one piece. And obviously with all the horses walking around the yard, if one of these were to accidentally drop in front of a horse and the horse didn't actually stop, then this would still be in one piece and not in 500,000 bits. They're just really nice pieces of equipment to have, perfect for the conditions. Technology's been a big part of my life, and it has also helped me with things with my researches and everything, to like learn more about the world around me and also learn about my own disability as well, so my own capabilities and what's far beyond my reach. I can actually learn through technology, look on the internet and learn how to get to that certain point. I tend to use things like YouTube a lot to research or look up at a video like, for instance, competitions, horse trials, anything to do with that, and I tend to watch the videos from that to give myself a little bit of experience in that. So then if I wanted to do that, I'd have a bit of knowledge on what to do and how to do it on the horse. We
used the folio in the annual review as so I could show and explain people better what I've achieved over the years. Like say, like in my last year I did riding road safety, I could put in the folio riding road safety and I passed that, thank goodness, and I could use and say, oh, I'm doing this and this is what's happening, and I could use that subject to talk about me without me feeling awkward.
Well, I've only been here the first few months, but it's actually made a real big difference to me in my life Now when I go back home, I cook for myself, sometimes even for my mum. And that's how much of an impact it's made, because it makes me feel more independent, whereas before I had problems like thinking that I couldn't do most of the things for myself. And just being here has helped me so much in that short amount of time. And that's what we get out of learning with horses. So simple animals, and yet we learn so much.
So what we're doing is we're taking IT to the learners where they want to learn. So IT without horsepower is no power.